Trading red news is a completely different animal to anything else you'll ever do as a trader. First of all, the word red. Stay away. Danger. Don't come near. That's a bit off-putting, isn't it? And the other thing is as well, red news is extremely volatile. You often get big swings, big moves in whatever you're trading. However, I've been trading red news since 2015. If you can work with a tried and tested methodical strategy and you can get your head around it, you can stay calm. It really isn't that difficult. In this video, I'll show you exactly how I trade red news and how I take money from the markets. Okay, so we've got another red news event coming up and looking in to see if there's anything to take on this one. So we're looking at this at 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. Thailand time, which is where I am. We've got the pound news coming out. It's claimant count change. Can be a bit of a mover. You can see we've got just under 3 minutes left on this active candle before the numbers are released. It is an instant release, which is good. I prefer those. You often see price action moving immediately. So we don't need this at the moment. We don't care what that number is when it comes out. So we'll shift that onto the other screen and we'll be looking at the charts. And it's just these, not that one, these two pairs here that we're looking at, the pound US dollar and the pound Japanese yen. Now, what I'm looking at here is a very strong move to the downside on with the Japanese yen, meaning Japanese yen strength opposing the pound. And it's moved 123 pips from this line here. This line is very important to me. This is the Tokyo Open, and it's here where I start looking at my price read. So I'm just checking the time. I don't want to miss the initial hit of these numbers. So it's that move there from this line, the Tokyo Open, that I'm working with as a day trader. It's from there that I'm looking and seeing what price has done. So big move on the Japanese yen there. And we've seen downside move. This has probably been dragged down by that pound Japanese yen move. So the pound US dollar has been taken down with it. So what I'm going to be doing is taking a look at this. What we've got, 1 minute one. I'm looking at the spread here initially. You see the spread is starting to, well, it's not too bad. 2 points, 2 pips on the pound US dollar. That's about normal. So we'll see how that increases when we get a little closer. We've got less than a minute now. So let's see if these spreads increase. We've got 6 showing on the pound Japanese yen. I'll tell you something I have noticed overnight. These spreads on the Japanese yen pairs have been going stupid, massive. There's no way that I'd be trading them using the method that I do. But anyway, let's see what's going to happen now. 19 seconds left, and we'll see how this plays out. And hopefully get into a move and be able to take some money out of the markets. So it's that spread we're looking at. See that increasing now, 5 seconds left. See that's gone up to 3. That was around about between 1.5 and 2. Here we go. So not interested in that initial knee-jerk reaction. Look at that. Spread on that is up to 80-something pips. The pound US dollar, that's moving quite nicely. But again, you see that spread going from 15 down to 3, up to 22, back down to 5, 4. This is not, we're starting to normalise already. That's very unusual, very, very quick. That's still way higher, the Japanese yen. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm looking at this. 3 pips, 2 pips, I'm going to take that at that level there, instantly pull my stop loss in place, which is 10 pips, round about there. Oops, round about there, that'll do for now. Okay, I'll let that one play for a minute. I'm going to keep an eye on this now, seeing if this spread drops down. That's crazy, look at it. We're seeing such high spreads on the Japanese yens at the moment, and I just wouldn't be interested in trading them. Thing is, I'll take a position on that. I wouldn't be able to. Try putting in a 12 pip stop, which is what I would use on the pound Japanese yen. And I just wouldn't be able to get that stop put in with that kind of spread. So nothing to do on the pound Japanese yen. Way too high. Pound US dollar, they're starting to pull away quite nicely. So I got in, let's see, I got in at around about 90. So 1.3590. It's that 90 that I'm looking at. All right, so what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to pull my take profit into place. So I'll come down from that 90 down through 80, which is the first key level. I'll work with these key levels. I'll explain those another time. And 50 is going to be my first target. So around about that level, hard to see that black against the grey. I'll have to change these colours. So around about there, that's where I'm going to put my take profit. And I'll do that now just in case it does spike down. How's pound Japanese yen doing? Spreads are still pretty high on that, aren't they? Okay, let's see what the Japanese yen's doing across the board. I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's have a look at this. We'll see what the numbers were. Okay, so they forecast. So previous, sorry, was 2.7. There was a change, a decrease. The forecast on this was 22.8 thousand, and it's actually 28.6 thousand, which is bad for the pound. That's why the pound is dropping. And we might actually see this play out into a reasonable trade. So I'm just going to sit tight at the moment. Right, now we're interested. Look, the spread's dropped on this, and I'm looking for that pullback there, and I'm in. Immediately, I'll put my stop loss in. That's going to go up to 12 there, and take profit. Where are we with this? 6.5. I've got in around about 7.9. So 50 is going to be okay on this, around about 50, just a little bit above 50. That's where I'm going to put my take profit on the pound Japanese yen. A little bit slow at the moment. I don't know why that is. If it's my end or the server end, the broker's end. Very unusual. So that's it. Everything is in place. There's nothing for me to do at the moment. I can just sit and wait. I can sit and watch these charts, but I'm not going to gain anything from that. I'll let this play out for this one candle, this news candle. So that's it. I'm working with 15-minute candles, by the way. That's all I ever work with, whether I'm doing news trading or day trading. And I'll let this play out and see where it ends up and see if we can pull some pips from the market. So I'll pause for now and I'll be back with you in a little while. Okay, we're starting to see this shift now to the downside. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to lock in break even on the pound Japanese yen. Just a slight bit of profit there in case it pulls back, covering me back. And this one here, no, I'm going to let that run for a little bit long. Yeah, I'll let that run for a little bit longer. I'd like to see a little bit more profit before I actually lock in break even. Okay, seeing that move down a little further, so I'll lock in break even on that too. So whatever happens with these now, they can pull all the way back if they want, and I'll come out with a very small profit, but I'm in with a chance of making a reasonable bit of money on this for the short period of time that I'm going to be trading it. Okay, pause for now, and I'll be back in a little while. Okay, back with you. You can see how this pound Japanese yen is pushing down quite nicely now. Pound US dollar, similar kind of thing, not such a big move. What I'm going to do, I hadn't planned on trading for any long period of time. I've got a lot of other things I need to be dealing with. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to punch out of this. And I'll come back with my results in a little while. Usually, if I was going to sit down and do a full session of trading, I would let these run. Looking good, they're moving down nicely, they're holding their own. But like I said, I just really wanted to shoot a video just to show you guys, again, the process that I'm using for red news trading and how they sometimes play out. Not always, but it's nice when they do like that. And like I say, if I was going to be going into a full session of trading, I would have probably have locked in a few more pips and then just let that run, see how it played out. Okay, so let's wrap this up and just go through the numbers quickly, and then I'll need to get off a bit quick. So, looking at the screen here, you can see the toolbox bar here showing my history. Just these two positions, the pound Japanese yen, pound US dollar. These are the prices that I got in at. Stop loss is set, take profit is set, the time, and the price that I got out. So all in all, it gave me approximately, what was it? It was, so all in all, it gave me 11 pips profit on the pound US dollar, 16 pips on the pound Japanese yen. And with the lot size that I'm trading, that gives me, and the capital that I've got, that gives me about 1.51% profit on my trading capital. So if you have any questions, please drop a comment just below this video. Remember to hit subscribe. You'll be updated as and when new videos come out for Desire to Trade. And thanks very much for watching.